So Star Citizen 3.2.1 just dropped, and while I'm jumping in and loading, I wanted to take a quick moment and kind of explain why I didn't do any content, really, additional content for 3.2, because for me, 3.2 did not work very well. I tried to play it. Essentially, you got to see all that I got to do really in it. Beyond that, I really didn't get to do anything. Why? Well, every time I would log in, none of my ships would work. They would be missing their components. Engines are gone, doors are gone, weapons are gone. The ships just wouldn't work. And that was the main issue I had. I got 3 sessions in, which is what I used to make the videos that I did show. And then after that, I tried 6 to 7 times to play again. I would log in, spawn a ship, no items. Spawn another ship, no items. Spawn another ship, no items. And it would just never function properly. And every time I would do that, I would file a claim in order to try and fix it, which is what fixed it in 3.1 point everything. But in this, it didn't. Every time I would log back in, I wouldn't have any items on my ship. So I tried a couple expedited claims, but then I just figured it's not worth wasting the UAC. I know it's going to get reset anyway, but it just wasn't worth my time waiting 30 minutes for the prospector to potentially come back with no components again. So I just logged out. So that was kind of depressing and annoying, where I really didn't get a chance to play. Now with 3.2.1, the main work that's really been talked about and discussed is that weapons are now semi-auto. I haven't seen if they reverted back, but I know the forums or Spectrum were just torn apart with a lot of people griping about why is my ship semi-auto. And personally, even though I haven't played with it, the idea of a semi-auto spaceship is just stupid to me. If you want a semi-auto mode, to me that seems perfectly acceptable. You cut the option for the gun to shoot consecutively to where you have to click every time to shoot. Your weapon uses that extra time to charge up more power, so you deliver a stronger shot at the cost of having to manually click every time. Or you can flip back into full auto, unload a ton of shots at your target, and potentially take them out a little faster. But each shot is a little weaker, so it caters to a playstyle. Certain weapons, yeah, makes sense that they would be semi-auto, like the shotgun or shotgun-esque type weapons. That makes sense, but I'm sorry. 20, 30 years ago, we had automatic pistols. Why is my really expensive, modern, futuristic spaceship incapable of this? It's dumb. The complaint I had from 3.2, where they don't tone down the power requirements of the actual system so that a ship couldn't sustain full power. I know part of that was them kind of culling in and trying to dial in the energy setup, but really, stock ships should be 100% functional. You don't go out and buy a basic car and then expect to have to put a bigger engine in it. It doesn't work that way. You buy a car and it functions as a car. Sure, it may not be the fastest accelerating car, but you knew that buying it, and you bought it anyway. I didn't go out and get an Aurora because I was expecting the biggest, baddest tank on the block. I bought an Aurora because I was looking for a basic, nondescript, discreet ship with some teeth. And that's exactly what I got. It flies like a couch. It's not the best ship, but it's got, for what it is, it's pretty tough, and it has a little bit of a bite depending on who I'm fighting and all that. So, great ship? No. Good ship? Yeah. Do I expect it to go head-to-head with a Saber? No. Super Hornet. Supposed to be a superiority fighter, and it's been gimped to the point where it's worthless. You fire 2-3 shots of all your weapons and the ship shuts down. Sorry, that's not how it works. So I don't know if they're just shoving stuff down the pipe and seeing what sticks, or if they're actually thinking through the decisions they're making, because right now with this patch, it really does not feel like they are trying to actually deliver a solid experience to anybody, and that's really depressing. Display info. Sorry, trying to reach around the mic without hitting it too hard. Now you can see performance per the usual fresh patch is pretty good. I'm getting a pretty stable 35 plus FPS, somewhere up in, or sometimes up in the 40s. Bit of a dip there, it's normal. Interesting, the door on the other side opened and there's nobody there. Alright, let's see if my ships are even here. So we'll start with the Super Hornet, see if we can look at the semi-auto. Again, I don't know if it actually made it into the final patch. I haven't had a chance today to log in and take a look at any of the Spectrum updates, but I know it wasn't there last time I checked, and people were still unhappy with it. Where am I going? I'm going the complete wrong way. Derp, derp. I need to go over here. So what I did tonight was I got on, I saw the posts on my phone that, hey, it's released. You can download and play. Got on, grabbed my mic, and I'm just basically doing this as if it was a live stream because I just want to capture it as it happens. The reason I'm not actually live streaming this is because, like the other ones, there were so many issues with it that it just wasn't worth it. I mean, the stream constantly cut out because of performance issues, the game lagging all the time. Just made it a terrible experience. And I didn't want that for the stream. I didn't want to try and show it off to people to have nothing to show off. So I figured I'll just do this offline and try to get it up quickly. So we can see my Super Hornet actually is a functional ship now, which is good. I'd love to be able to go out and try some mining again, finally. I never really got a chance to go out and actually prospect and dig for some higher yield stuff. That was what I wanted to do in the next set of videos, but I never got a chance to because all my ships are broken. Now I sound pissed at that, and I am, because I don't understand why they had such basic issues that never got fixed. Why are you worrying about unnecessary changes to flight model and ship combat at the moment when you're still trying to put the content in? Get the content in and then refine your game. That's just my opinion, but that's just how I feel. So the dead zone, oh shoot, I know what I need to do. That's probably why. So the other complaint was ESP. I guess it is still off. What just happened to me? Oh, thruster power low. ESP got some tweaks to the point where it was almost flying the ship for some people, and they were not too happy about that. Mine's still set to off, so I may have some issues because I didn't delete my user folder and then reconfigure everything. And now I'm being shot by somebody. Who has shotted me? Why are my shields critical already? Come on now. I don't know who is shooting me or why, but I guess they wanted to be a troll. Let's see. Looks like a Nox bike or something. Let's see if I can swing around on him here. Oh, he's just shooting everybody. Well, let's see if I can catch up. And I don't like how fast it is. Looks like they tweaked it back to have some of the older leading edges not being attached to my HUD, but rather to my target, which I do prefer. Oh, they changed those wing mounts out to be something I have not seen before at the moment, which I like, actually. There, and I can say that it is not semi-auto, so thank you for that. You are a jerk. Alright, let's fly somewhere before this guy comes back out. Let's just go out to Cryastro for giggles. Spool up. I think this needs to go back to being more of a dead zone, like it was in the last build. It felt so much better when there was a dead zone there. And it seems like launch time has been kicked up a lot, which is fine. So, new weapons on the wing mounts for the Super Hornet, which I happen to like, but I need to see if they're ballistic. I don't know if those are energy weapons. My power spikes, so I think those are energy weapons. I like that, energy miniguns. But if you see here, every time I move a little bit here in the front, it's back to 3.1.4, which I hated, where there was no give in the front for me to line up and maneuver my ship and get targeting. So I don't like that. It's not the end of the world, I could live with it. Why is thruster power low? You're dumb? Okay, that's gotta be a glitch. Anyway, let's see if I can find a quick mission. Mercenary, wire cutter. They're so smart, they said, with data skimmers. No, I'm not gonna do unpleasant things. And of course, there's nothing I can actually do to fight anything here. Great. That's another big complaint that I saw on Spectrum. There's no missions, and there really aren't. They need to respawn these things a lot faster, and I know often there will be less players in an area potentially, but once the game launches, there will probably be a lot of players in an area, so we need missions. Come on, guys, give us something to do. I want to attack somebody without being a troll that I've been complaining about here, so I don't want to just start shooting at people. Whoa, choppy. Makes my ship feel super jittery. And it's burning through a ton of fuel that I don't really necessarily want to burn through. Alright, let's go out to yellow. Which one is it? There it is. I feel like I'm all over the place with this. There's no finesse to it anymore, which is why I didn't land a single shot on that Nox bike, because I'm constantly fighting the maneuverability of my ship. I don't mind having maneuverability, but I also missed that little dead zone where I could use the ship without having to turn off and go into free look. Maybe I'm just being nitpicky. Alright, so we are here. I don't think I'll run into anybody. Where's Grim Hex? Hex is way off on the dark side. I don't know if I really want to go all the way over to Grim Hex. Does look like the asteroid field's populating better. And I mentioned this before as well, but if you look at some of these, some of these asteroids, they don't look right. The textures are all blurry and seem to stream in. See, they're all pixelated and funky. That looks terrible. It almost seems like motion blur is enabled again. Let's cut the power and check real quick. Cinematic. I thought motion blur was in there, but maybe it is in here. Gamma brightness, resolution, quality, field of view. No. Interesting. Why is sharpening off? Why am I unable to find motion blur? It used to be in here, I thought. Maybe I'm just completely blind and don't see it anymore. Seriously? I wonder if it's part of the aberration that's doing it, chromatic aberration. I swear I thought motion blur was in here. I remember cinematic cameras, there used to be a motion blur option. Well, fail. Let's turn it in and see what that does. Okay, I don't want my ship to be moving. Stop. Nope, see, the asteroids still don't look right. Once they're stationary like that, they look good. Look at that, that looks terrible. And look at that. Oh, it's just a big jumbled mess of pixels out there. Oh, that's terrible. It doesn't look like chromatic at all. At least not in the video sense of the term. Alright, so not very impressed. There's motion blur and it is off. Okay. I don't know why that looks terrible, but that's almost painful on my eyes to see, and I'm still getting some chat performance drops here. Those take a bit to spool up, and I'm gonna have to lead those shots off pretty heavily. don't know, almost like the other ones, and keeping these repeaters as the big ones. Well, not perfect. This maneuvering thing is going to kill me. You guys are just stop screwing with the flight model. Let us enjoy the game. Let us test what actually needs to be tested right now. So there are no general missions now. There are one personal mission and no combat. Alright, so I am going to zip back to Port Olazar once we can. And I'm gonna land, which means I need to get rid of that scroll wheel thing. I'm not on it anymore. Why is it scrolling? Alright, let's see if we can get in here. As we get closer, Olazar should pop up as my ATC guys.
Please proceed to assigned landing bay.
Which one is my assigned? Thank you for giving me something here. Okay, there we go. Oh, it's so choppy still. See, I'd be afraid that every time... Why is mine... Okay, it went orange, because I'm going to lose it if I don't land on it. Oh my gosh, everything's so sensitive. I don't like how sensitive that crap is. Alright, so... They don't give you a lot of time to land. But the main reason I'm not streaming is you can see all these dips and cuts in performance, all those drops. Every time that happens, the stream kind of pauses and lags out, and then it kind of restarts. And that's just a terrible thing to watch. So, man, I'm kind of shocked that they still... Well, no, I'm not really shocked. But it's really kind of surprising that it's still so terrible. And I don't understand why... so many people have such great performance. I know it's partially older drivers and things like that. Not necessarily drivers, but components that can really lead to the degradation and the performance issues. But I'm just surprised that my computer is struggling this hard. I may not even be able to mine, which is again meaning I'm going to have to sit this out until September. I really don't want to. I want to play the game. I want to bug find, but it's so broken. C04. Or so unplayable. At least I got engines on my Prospector. That at least gives me some hope that I'll be able to fly it. But whether or not I'll be able to actually do anything with it is another story. I'm going to head out to Selen. I want to go somewhere different. Hopefully away from some pirates. And see if I can actually do mining. I wish they would just focus on 3.0, getting these modules, getting these things in place. If they really need to release a sub-patch for stability or performance or to fix something, then that's fine. But seriously, just get the stuff in the game so that you can actually work on the refinement and cleaning up of it so that we can play and test it. Right now, it's just depressing that I still can't play any of 3.0 properly other than the very first iteration. Raise my gear. Throw it up. Bring up that. This is going to make mining a pain if I can't lock on. Where you going, dude? What the heck? Okay. Can't quantum travel to this destination. Well, I'm quantum traveling to the destination. Alright, there's home sweet home for a little while. where we're headed. This is lagging. I've pushed B twice now. There we go. See how I'm struggling to keep the ship pointed in the same direction? That's because of that sensitive mouse, so it's kind of nauseating. Alright. I was almost about to say the performance doesn't seem quite as bad here, and then what happened? Oh, massive spike dip. I don't remember all those roads being down there. That's kind of cool. Alright, what do we got? A shelter. I don't want to go to a shelter. Family farms. I usually go to... Oh, yeah, it's over here. It's mining. Golly, get up there. Everything's not centered, so my stupid ship is just all over the place. Alright, we're gonna go to Terra Mills. The other issue with that is the HUD items aren't centered. Something's not centered, so my blue options are either not centered or this thing's not centered, so you try and fly to one of them, but that's not the center. Makes it unnecessarily difficult. Interesting, the shadows are jacked up there. Oh my gosh, stop with this lunacy. Right, where's this place? Right in front. Alright, so we are going to disable that and fly straight at it now. We should have plenty of sunshine to get there. Hopefully I don't crash with the oversensitive weapons trying to maneuver around and see what my options are to mine. In the atmosphere. I love that new quantum travel. No, gal. Dagnabbit. Stop with the crazy movement. And I can't just hit Z to stop the look either. It continues to maneuver until I counter it. So I have to be pristine, dead center. It's not moving before I disable it so that it'll stop moving. Ay, ay, ay. Maybe I'm just being cynical, but it would be nice to see them actually fix something that's broken instead of making it worse. I can't even see my HUD. Why am I drifting off to the left? It just has to be perfectly centered or you drift, and that is not cool. Somewhere down here, it's where the place is supposed to be. Why is it not here? Yeah. That's because I can't control my ship. Where is it going? What is it doing? Oh my gosh. I'm not doing anything right now. It's just sort of going around on its own. Okay, I think we're on the planet's surface now. Thought the hydro farm was supposed to be around here. Oh well. Alright, switching to scanning mode. Ping it. Let's see what we got out here. Interesting, that wasn't even visible a moment ago. Aluminum. Stability 1%. Power, not bad. Resistance. 4.8% aluminum, so this shouldn't be too bad. Right now it's scanning to figure out my energy level that I need. There's extraction. There we go. Alright, so I'm going to hit it slowly. This one shouldn't be too difficult, but you've seen the problems I've had before, where suddenly everything just jumps right up. Okay, we're building energy into the rock now. There goes the movement of the bottom line. And the lag begins. Increasing lag. Let's start dialing back. We are in the green. Can't really judge what's going on because it's all over the place. We're on track right now. Not too much. We're lagging. Holy cow, are we lagging? Alright. Alright, let's get this one chopped up. So that worked out. I just dumped a ton of power at it. Got it up. And we're holding pretty steady. Going down a little bit, but that should be alright. Doesn't seem like the laser's aiming at my reticle again. Let's see what we can do with this. See, I'm not pointed at that one, so why is it taking that one? I shouldn't have to maneuver the ship. The whole point of this thing on the end here is that it can maneuver. It used to point directly at where I was going, and it seemed to work well. Now I'm not sure why it's sort of all over the place. Get up there, dude. What are you doing? Shouldn't have to maneuver the ship just to see these things. Okay. I do not like that change to mining mode. Looking my head should move the laser around pretty much with pinpoint accuracy. It should not be this crazy. Alright, so we are 50% full on this. I think that's pretty good. Let's switch out of mining. Let's do another quick ping of the sensors. And kind of see what we've got. Aluminum 2%. What do we got over here? Come on, pop in. Let me see ya. What do we got? What do we got? 4.39% aluminum. That's a pretty good rock. What other stuff do we have? Let's go closer to the volcano here and see if there's anything else up here that's more unique or of higher grade and interest to a mining operation. Why is my ship not slowing down? What the heck? Alright. These do look different. Let's see what we got here. 5% aluminum. Wow, that's pretty high grade. Lag. What do we got with you? If I can ever find a way to keep my ship steady on you. You are trash, unfortunately. Where are you? Guess you don't exist anymore. So I've got a 5% grade rock. That should be pretty good. Let's see what this guy is. Oh my gosh. What do we have? 5.83. You're the highest grade I've had yet. Let's bring mining online. Hopefully find a way to stop my screen from moving. Let's cut this guy out. Looks like everything in this area is going to be aluminum, which isn't a bad thing. Let's dial it back, major lag, dial it back, dial it back. Nope, we're still going up. Hold and stay. Nope, now we're going down. So much lag. We're under attack. I was too close to that. That is why. I think I saw one of these was purple, but I could be wrong. Where are you going, guys? There you are. Let's do this for sure. A big guy. Okay, now we gotta break down some of the others. Let's fracture. Backing off. Come on, cool down. Cool down, my friend. Too much. Still too much. Wow, this one does not take much. Alright. Those lag outs are killer, but it hasn't been quite as bad as it was last time. When it's not cutting in and out, whoa, that hurt. Jeez, that one blew a ton off. Oh, that's because I overcharged it. Whoops. As you can see, it took out almost all my shields. Let's go repair my shield here. Which is not cool. Ah. Stop moving around. Holy cow, shit. Thank you. Alright, there's got to be another piece to that that didn't blow me up. I wonder if I lost some in the explosion. There it is. And the laser's not centered on my crosshairs, which makes this really annoying and difficult. It also feels like they've tweaked the amount you get. So before I would have already been full, having done what little mining I've done so far. But the fact that I'm still here mining is awesome. This makes it a lot more fun. I've sampled 2 different rocks in 2 different areas. I still think I'm filling up a little bit too fast, but it is much better now. At least with the higher grade stuff that I'm getting. No. Stupid ship is drifting. Shut it down. this thing doesn't blow up as bad on me. Let's back off a little further. You can see the damage that happened over here. Or is that where the rock moved to? Because that would be really odd. God. Okay, can't even scan it because I can't get this thing to work right. Okay, never mind. That one's done. Wow, we still have some room left. I'm liking that. Please stop moving. Doesn't look like the filtration system's still working, or is working yet. Still a huge chunk of the rock left. Whoa, you saw that leg out. That wasn't cool. There we go, we're in the green. Let's tooch. Alright, this should be a sweet area. Getting in a little bit, one more down. Perfect. Alright. There we go. Start extraction now. Let's do it that way since nothing else wants to. 100. We are full. Travel to a refinery kiosk to sell my haul. With pleasure, sir. Alright, so let's get upwards. Am I peeking down? I am. God dang it. Just stop all motion. See, we're still going up a bit. I need that dead zone back to make it not ridiculous. Still love this ship. And I like the look of what they've done to Selene now. The surface looks a lot more volcanic. I do wish they would fix those spikes, but you can see we're hitting 52 FPS, 51 FPS. I have now run into semi-auto weapons. This is terrible. See, what most people don't like on that is the fact that it's really going to hurt your fingers to sit here and go click, 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 click. Sure, this shouldn't have the fastest firing rate, and it doesn't, but I should be able to just hold the trigger down and shoot my weapons. It's just dumb. I don't get it. Alright, so I am now in orbit. Let's bring up quantum travel. And now we need to head off to Cry Astro Service and go around the planet to Olazar and see what we get. So Super Hornet doesn't have to shoot single fire, which is good. That's a hefty leg up. I'll need to try and find some sort of mission so I can try to shoot with the new weapons, see how it plays out, see how everything works. I'm not going to get my hopes up very much because of the fact that, for the most part, I believe that within a week or two performance will be in the toilet and my ships will all be broken. But maybe there's a chance. We'll hold out a little bit of hope on that. I'm sorry that this one sounds a little more of a downer, but I am a little bit annoyed. I mean, you're pushing these patches, you're pushing changes that mean nothing to the game at this juncture. Stop breaking stuff and put the game in place. The flight model was great back in 2.4, 2.5. Go back to that. People liked it. Menu comms. You down. Let's get up to Olazar. Hopefully won't die. Why did that go back up? Those are landing services. Good, you are reaching out. Whoa. Nice of the audio to still glitch out. Looks like there's 2 landing pad options. I like that they give you the option now. Oh, that lag. Alright, let's drop my gear now. Ooh, landing lights. That's kind of cool. I like that. Alright, let's see if I can still land gracefully, knowing that my ship's controls are all kinds of borked. I am down. Power off. I will have a pleasant stay if I earn some cashola here. And if you let me back in tomorrow to play. I think what I was saying in the previous video was that back here there's this station where you can monitor the filling of your bags and all that. Somebody should have to come back here, even if it's you. I should be able to point my laser at a target, come back here, let it do its thing at the front, and then when I'm done mining, I can come back here and trigger the refinement process. Not a refinery, but a filtration system. Use the right terms. And with the filtration system, I should be able to clean out at least 50% of the waste material, because it's going to be like a sifter. Like people out panning for gold or using a metal screen, they don't just take all the waste home with them, they leave it behind. So they really need to get the filtration system kicked in on this ship. I know that'll probably come at a much later date, but really, I still should be able to take 4 times the amount that I could this trip. And I must say, I am pleased that I could take as much as I did this trip, but it still needs to, at a minimum, be quadrupled in order for the Prospector to be a viable ship. And to get to that level, it should be filtration. Yeah, I'm going to carry a bunch of crap and waste material back. That's fine. But again, right now I'm carrying almost all waste, which is just dumb. Alright, so that's not great. So the amount of time that I spent out there doing all of that, the flight out there, the fuel, everything, all I get is a whopping 268 for 5.35% aluminum and 94% waste. That's what I'm talking about. That is why the filtration system needs to be in place and my level of storage quadrupled. There's no way the Prospector is a viable ship, even if I bring back gold at the low levels that I've seen. I think gold's concentration is pretty high, but it's impossible to mine it properly at this level of lag without it taking 5 years. So yeah, I could do it, but it would take so much time that the money earned isn't worth it. There's so much waste. That was just a complete waste of time if I was trying to make money on this. And now I've got a massive lag out to the point where I no longer have audio. My mouse is frozen. Fabulous. I don't know if I can connect into the ARC stock and see if the whole computer's locked up. Nope, there's the music. So that was game crash. Got it. Woohoo, I earned nothing for that. That's sorely disappointing. That is not worth my time to go do. But anyway, I hope you understand where my frustrations are coming from. If you played the game, you probably do. If you haven't played the game, don't yet. Give it a wide berth until it's a little more ready, unless you are willing to jump into the fun of alpha. This is not my first alpha or beta, but this is one that really is dragging its heels and taking care of what really needs to be done, which is where I'm really getting annoyed with it. And it's not like I want to get a refund or want to pull my funding. It's just, come on, guys. No, go away. It's just, there's so much potential here. I don't know why they're focusing on all these side areas when you still could put the core in place and get it functioning. I know that's what 3.0 is doing, but do it. Why even worry about changing the flight model from 2.6 to now? It should have just been left the way it was. You can add back in the ability to change the energy weapons and modify where you move the energy within your ship, but the rest of it, just leave it alone. Put the stuff in place, get the game, refine it, expand it, let us enjoy it. So thank you guys for watching. Hopefully this wasn't too horrible. If the game continues to function for me, I will try to show off some of the other stuff that's done, like coming up here and doing deliveries from these guys. Most of that stuff should be fixed now before they had issues with handing packages off and getting packages, and that's mostly why I didn't want to bother with it. So we'll see if that works. If I can get some combat missions, I'll fly the Super Hornet, and otherwise I want to try some of those delivery missions. I do want to go out and do some different prospecting, find some really high quality stuff, see what we can make on that, but we'll see how it goes. If the game's broken, then I'm just going to be sitting it out until September when 3.3 comes in. If it's functional, then I'll get some more content up just as soon as possible. So thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you next time.